Hello students and welcome! A1 Institute is here, and today we're diving into a super important chapter for your Class 10 exams. We're going to talk about something you probably see every single day, but maybe don't really see: the invisible work. This is a big one, so let's get you totally prepped. Ready? Let's go.
So let's start with this quote. It's straight from your textbook. Wow. I mean, that really hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this idea that so much of the work women do at home isn't really considered work at all. It's just expected. It's invisible.
And you know, this isn't just a feeling. The data actually proves it. Get this. On average, an Indian woman works 1 whole hour more than an average man, every single day. Just let that sink in for a second. And the crazy part is, most of that extra work is completely unpaid and often goes unnoticed. All right, so we've seen what this looks like inside one home, but now let's kind of zoom out and look at the whole country, because this inequality, well, it shows up in the national data, and honestly, the story it tells is pretty eye-opening.
Now, for your exams, this is super important to remember. In principle, we have laws to prevent this stuff. The big one is the Equal Remuneration Act from 1976. It's pretty straightforward, right? It says you have to pay men and women the same wage for doing the same or similar work. Makes perfect sense.
But here's where what the law says and what actually happens are two different things. Even with that act in place, the reality is that in almost every field you can think of, we're talking sports, movies, factories, farms, you name it, women are still paid less than men, even for doing the exact same job. And this culture of inequality leads to consequences that are, well, much, much more serious than pay. In many parts of our society, there's still a strong preference for sons. And this has led to some really alarming practices, like sex-selective abortion.
The result of that? Look at this number. 919. That is our national child sex ratio. It means for every 1,000 boys, there are only 919 girls. That is a shocking figure, and it's a really critical statistic for you to remember.
And as you can see here, the problem is particularly bad in several states. This just goes to show that it's a deep-rooted societal bias, not just a random thing. It highlights a really serious issue that needs everyone's attention.
So you have to ask the question, right? Why is this still happening? We have laws against it, we can see the problem clear as day in the data, so what gives? Well, a lot of it comes down to one simple thing: power. Political power, to be specific.
Think about it. Feminist movements figured this out a long time ago. If women aren't in the rooms where the big decisions are being made, if they don't have a seat at the table, then their problems just won't get the attention they deserve. It's really that straightforward.
And this chart, well, it tells the whole story. In India's Lok Sabha, women make up just under 12% of the members. Now look at the world average. It's 24%. We're not even at half the global average. That is a massive gap in representation.
And get this, it's not just about the world average. The fact is, India is in the bottom group of nations globally when it comes to this. We're actually behind the averages for many developing countries in Africa and Latin America. So yeah, we have some serious ground to make up.
Okay, so after all that, you might be feeling a bit bummed out. But don't worry, because now we get to the good part, the solution. Let's talk about what's being done to fix this imbalance, because things are starting to change.
So how do you fix such a huge power imbalance? Well, one of the most effective ways is to actually make it a law. You legally reserve a fair proportion of seats in our elected bodies specifically for women.
And guess what? We've already tried this, and it worked brilliantly. The Panchayati Raj Act did exactly this for local governments. It mandated that 1/3 of seats in panchayats and municipalities go to women, and the result? A total game changer for politics at the grassroots level.
Because of that one change, we now have more than 10 lakh elected women representatives in our rural and urban local bodies. I mean, just think about that number for a second. Over 1 million women are now in positions of power, making real decisions in their communities.
So with that incredible success at the local level, everyone started thinking, why not do the same thing for the parliament and state assemblies? It just makes sense, right? And after years of pushing for it, a similar bill was recently passed.
All right, now this is huge and definitely something you need to know for your exams. It's called the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, or the Women's Reservation Act of 2023. This law is going to reserve 33% of seats for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. This is an absolutely historic moment for Indian politics.
So there you have it. We've connected the dots all the way from the invisible work in the home to a landmark new law in our parliament.
We really hope this explainer has made these complex topics way clearer and gets you totally ready for your exams.
And hey, if this was helpful, it would mean the world to us if you could hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel. It really helps us make more content like this for you.
And remember, we're here to support you on your learning journey. If you're looking for admissions, detailed notes, or any kind of expert guidance, just contact us at A1 Institute. Our phone number is waiting for you in the description below.
Oh, and don't forget to check out the other parts of this chapter right here on our channel. Thanks so much for watching, and all the very best with your studies.